everybody.
Howdy.
Much awaited Nail and Coffin, our favorite.
But first we have a couple of things to talk about.
Yeah. Oxygen Channel has put episode 1 of The Witnesses on their Facebook page, and it is open to the public. You don't have to have a Facebook account, so I'm going to put the link down below for anyone who hasn't seen that yet. And also, many of you know the last Sunday of January we were in an XJW meetup.
Yes, and before we show you some footage from the meetup, we want everybody to recognize what's on the wall behind us. There's 5 coffin lids. The one that we're going to start today is the start of our 6th year doing these nails in the coffin.
2020.
And what a privilege it truly is.
Yes. Now, before we show the clip for the XJW meetup, I just want to say it was wonderful meeting all of you, and thank you, for putting your nail in the coffin lid. Now, some are PMOs, and so I had to edit out faces, so you're only going to see the coffin lid, but, I do have the list here.
Yes, so enjoy the clip.
That's good dad.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
We should tell everybody what this is.
What is it?
This is our nail and coffin. We do a video.
Oops.
And if anybody doesn't want their face shown, let me know.
Sean might want to do that.
Yeah, but it's those who are leaving and never going back.
That's definitely him.
In the coffin?
This is for those who have left and never going back.
Oh.
There you go.
Too much strength.
Bet you, Woody.
What's your first name? And everybody say your name as you're doing this. Anybody else? It's a coffin lid. It's those who have left and are not going back. And if you don't want your face in it, let me know.
This will be our first video of the year doing the nail in the coffin. So this is a virgin coffin.
That was all you, buddy. You can
Yeah. It looks better now if you ask me. It's like abstract.
No
It really
face?
says something.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what. It says something.
Somebody's crooked.
Do you want your face in it or no face? Okay. I will zoom in. And you can use a medium, middle name, or initials. All right.
What's that?
Nails in the coffin.
Oh, nails in the
In
coffin!
the nail in the coffin.
Do I have to do only one?
One per customer.
Oh, wait, hold on. We're buying?
Our freedom.
Yes, freedom. First name or middle?
I'm sorry?
You want your first name in the video or?
Jean-Michael Jamal Hogan, as long as it's not late for dinner. Because I'm not, so I can't.
I'm just waiting for you to bring back my card.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
Anybody else? Takers?
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
So, what you just witnessed, what we did is we put a red circle around every one of these pins, those people driving their own nails in the coffin. And since I had to go take care of a little situation in the little boys' room, Kim let them put their pin wherever they wanted to. So there it is.
Well, I was busy explaining what it was, and they just came out and was putting their pin wherever they wanted.
Which was great.
Yeah, but I want to mention the first one to put his pin in was Noah. He is the one that runs the Facebook group. And the second one was Jonathan. And the third one was O. He's a PMO, so he didn't want, his face or full name. The fourth one was W. And then there was Pimo number 5. And then you heard John at the end. And like I said, it was great meeting all of you. And what a privilege to be part of this. And so many were, you know, they're thriving.
Yeah.
They're not just surviving. They're thriving.
Yeah.
They've, you know, most of them have good jobs, and you know the one of them at our table, she was starting nursing school the next
The next day.
So I mean, this was great to see. This was
Yeah.
great to see.
And it was nice to have in-depth conversations.
Yeah.
And I mean in-depth conversations. It was very, very refreshing.
Yeah. Yep.
So thank you guys for inviting us, and hopefully we can do something like that again in the future.
Yes, yes, exactly. So on with the rest of them. As you guys can see, we have a lot. Yeah. Now I want to mention that I had to cut it off or we would have never done this video this weekend. I got 80 more nails and coffins in the subject line in my inbox. So, you know, I'm sorry if, you know, you're not on this one and you're patiently waiting, but there was just so many that I just could not do all of them for this nail and coffin. Otherwise, it would have been a couple of more weeks.
Honey, look, all of these people that you're not going to mention because you had to cut them off, they're already used to waiting because you know, Armageddon's just around the corner. So your friends can hold on just a little bit longer because the next nail in the coffin, hey, it's just around the corner.
Wow. So if you want to be on the coffin list, and you don't have to be disassociated or disfellowshipped yet, just those walking away and not going back, and it's KimmyMBrooks@gmail.com, and just put nail in the subject line, and I will get to it as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Like
it's just
Armageddon.
around the corner, really, friends. It's just around the corner.
Any minute! All right, we're
let's-
going to start with the dark blue.
Right here.
Okay, this is the Z family of 5. Okay, and then we have 2 white ones, Chad and Lucas.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have a bunch of light purple.
All these right here, friends.
This is a family of 5 and all their friends who are leaving also. This is PD, AD, LA, GA, PA, RP, RP, EP, MP, LP, CP. Yeah, Watchtower.
I wonder where these people fit into your overcrowding situation in the Kingdom Halls.
Yeah. Now I'm going to apologize to this family to begin with because I have problems with names anyway, but they are so adorable. They sent us a Christmas package, and inside was these packages of gum. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I usually don't chew gum.
And they
So
almost got thrown away.
So I put them on the counter, and then it's like, oh, well, I'll give them to my daughter. She chews gum. Well, when I grabbed them, something poked me. And I opened them up, and it was all full of pins. And it's like, oh, that is funny.
You sent us your own pins.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. But, you know, families, we like to keep one color, so I appreciate the pins, but we're going to keep you one color so you all know, you know, where you are. Like I said, I'm apologizing right now for mispronouncing your names. I'm going to try my best. Pele, Manny, M-A-N-E, Anders, Sao, S-A-O, Tom, John, Liam, Leah, Spencer, Katya, Willie. It looks like either Maud or Moel. It's cursive, so I'm not exactly sure because like the Y goes down. And then it looks like CP or CD, I'm not sure. And then Ake, A-K-E, Missy. It looks like Pearl, and Benjamin.
Right here.
Awesome.
Wow.
This is so heartwarming to see so many leaving. Okay, then we got two hot pink. Okay, that's Joe and Davina. Funny story about them. Older couple, and it's so great to see these older couples waking up and reading Crisis of Conscience. Then we have yellow. This is three, Dad and his kids, John, Seth, and Sarah. Okay, and then we have light orange, Connie, her daughter Lacey, her son Jacob, daughter Tiara, and grandson Riker. So there's another kid that won't have to grow up in the cult.
Yep.
Okay, then we got clear blue. Okay, this is Annie and Wayne and their mom May. So
Nice.
nice. Now, this next one, it was so sweet. We watched his first couple of videos not too long ago. He has a YouTube channel, XJW Joseph J. And he did one where we started to get a little emotional, and it just broke my heart, you know. It was just so sweet. So I'm going to put the link down below. You know, he's done, looks like 4 videos so far. But this is for Joseph, Felicia, Armani, Cheryl, and Willie.
Right there.
Nice. And thank you for, you know, joining the YouTube community and adding your voice. Okay, and then we have clear red.
Yep.
Okay, this is for Danny and Gladys. This is a mom and son from Peru.
Nice.
So Aunt Nellie let us know about this.
Yep.
Thank you, Nellie. Okay, then we got some singles. The top, okay. A purple, this is for Linda. Pink one for MM. And Mike K, I am so sorry I forgot about you. He contacted us like a year ago.
Sorry.
I'm really sorry about
Hey.
that.
Sooner or later, it's gonna come. You know, just like Armageddon.
And then a clear one, Alexander. Interesting story. You know, he's reclaiming his birthright. And I don't want to give away his story, you know, without his permission. Now, we have another Facebook group that got us a list here. The Facebook group is called Ex-Jehovah's Witnesses Unite. So, thank you, Emma, for letting me know about this. I appreciate it. And we're going to put them in the red slash here.
Yeah, if you notice, this is a little bit different this year.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, we have, and these are newly out. Jody, Jasmine, Emma, Selena, Jennifer, and her siblings Abigail, Giselle, Joseph, and her dad Jose.
Wow.
So now many from this group were in the old timers. So we're going to go to the old timers now. Okay, Miranda, Tim, Mary, Lucy, Olivia, Trish, Karen, Julianne, Karen, Adele, Michelle, Shannon, Star, Nick, Rachel, Jean, Shanae, I'm not sure, Ranny, GCW, and her sister MEW, and looks like LJ or LI. Letters are kind of merged together. LI, I believe.
LI. Yep.
Yes. Okay. And then NO. Voice. Sam. John. Sandy. SG. MB. And Kathy.
Wow.
Now, Kathy said that she has seen a C.T. Russell commemorative coin that they did, and she thinks the Watchtower is handing these out to the higher ups, and she asked if I knew anything about it. Well, I couldn't find anything about it, so if anybody knows about the Russell commemorative coin,
Yeah, maybe our source might know about that. So everybody, welcome to your freedom. It's an honor and a pleasure to be able to do this, and also to be able to record that many, 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 many Jehovah's Witnesses are waking up in spite of the Watchtower Society saying, we're growing by leaps and bounds. Yeah, exactly. But it's anything Kim and I can do to help, just contact us. We've given out our email quite liberally, so
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
So welcome to your freedom, guys. Welcome.
Yeah. In editing this, I realized that we forgot to give you all the totals. There are 74 color pins and 27 old timers. So, this is great. Now, for the congregations and kingdom halls.
Yes, and what we've done this time, because there's quite a few, I put one gold pin right here representing all of them. And when we're finished, we'll have a total number, and we'll put that number right underneath this gold pin, just like we've done here, just like we've done here, just like we wrote out the whole number here. But this represents all the kingdom halls, congregations that are going bye-bye,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's more to come.
And now we know and can say, you know, this might be why so many in Pennsylvania are shrinking and leaving, because they know what's coming.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
know what's
what's
coming.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to put this down over here.
And
Well-
help me with this tally so we can get this correct. All right, number 1 is the Runcorn Yugoslavian congregation is gone. Now just a group in an English congregation. And I want to thank everybody so much, you know, for getting this information to me. Now, I've got a picture here of the 67 Mott Street, Newark, New Jersey Kingdom Hall being renovated. Now, the person that sent this to me said that it was sold, and I haven't been able to find the property listing or anything, so we're just going to wait till we can verify that. Okay. Number 2, the Barrington Passage Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses in Barrington Passage, Nova Scotia. Now, did I say that right this
Nova
time?
Scotia. That's right.
Okay. He was complaining I didn't say it right. I'm not from New England, so. The Bridgewater Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses in New Germany, Nova Scotia. It was effective date, and it was revoked voluntarily November 23rd, 2019. Oh, and the previous one, it was revoked 11/23/2019. Now, usually these are ones that Watchtower or the congregation lets their charity status lapse because they're either dissolving the congregation or merging them with another one. So, all right. Now, the Tamworth, Staffordshire, UK. They are going from 4 congregations down to 2.
So we lose two congregations?
Yeah.
I thought the purpose of combining the congregations.
Yeah. So this Tamworth, Staffordshire, UK, they are merging into the North congregation. And then the Tamworth South congregation, effective January 1st, 2021. Now this is the one we did the video about, you know, that there's a couple now that they have them slated, you
Yeah.
know, already to be axed, you know, a year from now. But yeah, Tamworth South congregation is going to be merging into the Dordon, D-O-R-D-O-N, Tamworth Kingdom Hall next year. Surprise! Okay, the Tamworth West congregation, effective January 1st, 2021, is going to be going to the Tamworth congregation, the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses in Station Fields. So, my goodness. Okay, the Chancellor congregation was dissolved, and they are being merged into the Fredericksburg, Virginia. Now, I just want to mention real quick, we have a clip. So thank you, Dave, for that clip, because it appears in Virginia, the area he lives in, that they're fixing this up. And he said this was also, they were teaching these guys how to work on the roof. Now, one important thing is he said that only licensed OSHA roofers, certified roofers, can work on a roof. And so that's why he was getting this video, because he thinks they're violating the OSHA laws in his state.
You know, appears like there's an unofficial, official watchdog group being formed against the Watchtown Babble Crap Society.
Aren't we all? Palm Tree Congregation in Cape Coral, Florida is dissolved, and they are now being sent across, it looks like a river, to Gladiola, Fort Myers, Florida. Okay, the Donlands Congregation in Toronto, Ontario, Canada is merging effective March 2nd, 2020 with the Toronto congregation. They don't have which congregation it is. Okay, I got a bunch of paper stab. Okay. Okay, now the congregation in Selkirk, Manitoba, Canada is being merged with the East St. Paul, Winnipeg, Manitoba congregation. They don't have a date of when it's dissolved. But the person that sent me this information said that back in 2003, Saskatchewan used to have 11 or 13 congregations when they moved away there. And they can't remember for sure anymore, but today there are only 6 congregations in 3 buildings. Interestingly, they built one new one to explain the great inflow of new ones and divert attention away from all the sold ones.
Yep.
Big surprise. All right, the Korean Duluth, Georgia congregation has been dissolved, and now they have to travel all the way to Lawrenceville, Georgia for their meetings. So it isn't just English, it's foreign language too. The East Gainesville, Georgia congregation has merged into the Central English Gainesville, Georgia congregation. So there's another congregation gone. The Noonan North congregation has merged into the Grantville, Georgia congregation. So another one gone. The Tri-County congregation has been dissolved and merged into the North congregation at Riverdale, Georgia. The White Oak congregation in Sharpsburg, Georgia is merged into the Canongate, Sharpsburg, Georgia congregation. Clarksville, Arkansas has been dissolved, and now they have to drive quite a ways away to Ozark, Arkansas.
The handwriting is on the wall, friends. I mean, it's there.
Now this one wasn't on jw.org. I couldn't even find the congregation on jw.org, so I don't know when it was dissolved. But when you go to the South Carolina Secretary of State website, it has the North Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses in Lexington, South Carolina has been dissolved. So thank you, Trevor, for that one. He sent me a whole list. It's like, my goodness. All right, Pennsylvania. We've got a few here. West Mifflin, Pennsylvania congregation dissolved and merging with Braddock, Pennsylvania congregation in West Mifflin. Okay, the Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania congregation dissolved and now being sent to the West Carrick, C-A-R-I-C-K, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania congregation. No date when that merged is going. Or the Plum congregation in Pennsylvania has been dissolved and being sent to New Kensington, Pennsylvania. So that Plum congregation in Plum, that's the name of the town. So there's not even a congregation. And from the map, it looks like, well, it's about that far away. It looks like a long distance away. Okay, my goodness. Many of you have sent me rumors and, of congregations closing in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. And many said there was 7. Well, when I went on jw.org and some others have sent me, it actually ended up being, I lost count, but I mean it was like 14 or 15 the last count I did on this. Burnsville, Minnesota, Spanish is gone. They are being sent to Lakeville, Minnesota now. The Maryland Avenue West Spanish congregation is being sent to the Wheelock Spanish now in St. Paul. The Calhoun congregation in Minneapolis has been dissolved and being sent to Diamond Lake Spanish, Minneapolis. So these are all Spanish. The Humboldt, Minnesota Spanish is being sent to Constancia, Winnipeg. Clear up in Canada now to the Spanish. Oh my goodness. That won't last long, will it?
No.
Edgerton, Minnesota. Congregation dissolved, is being sent to Pipestone, Minnesota. Champlin, Minnesota is being, well, it's gone, and is being sent to the Anoka, Minnesota congregation in Ramsey, Minnesota. Golden Valley, Minnesota, dissolved, is being sent to Glenwood and Minneapolis, Minnesota. The St. Louis Park, Minnesota, has been dissolved and being sent to Glenwood congregation in Minneapolis. The Columbia Heights, Minnesota congregation has been dissolved and being sent to New Brighton, Minnesota congregation. Lake of the Isles Parkway East, Minneapolis, is being merged with the Glenwood, Minneapolis congregation. Now there's actually 2 Lake of the Isles. There's an east and a west. So the West Lake of the Isles congregation has been dissolved, and they're being sent to the Glenwood congregation in Minneapolis. Effective February 2nd, 2020, the Northeast congregation in Minneapolis is being merged with the New Brighton, Minnesota congregation. The Fort Road, can't read my own writing, the Fort Road congregation, effective January 1st, 2021. So surprise, JWs, you're being sent
A year from
to
now.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. But like we said, in our video, if it's about attendance, then how do they know what the attendance is going to be like a year from now?
That's right.
And if it's all about, if your attendance falls below 50 in a congregation for 6 months in a row, you're going to be axed and merged too. So that tells me, why don't they do that now if they know it's not, if it's got under 50 for the past 6 months, do it now. So why wait a year from now? That tells me this is a pre-planned.
Well, it also
ploy.
gives them a year to remodel the Kingdom Hall to bring it up to snuff, so they can get a greater selling price for it.
Yeah. Now the St. Croix congregation in Golden Valley, Minnesota, they are being merged with the Glenwood, Minneapolis congregation. The West Bloomington congregation is being merged into the East Bloomington, Minnesota congregation. The East Burnsville, Minnesota congregation is being merged into the Bloomington, Minnesota congregation also. So a lot of those, it's like 3 congregations merging into one. The Wheelock Parkway, St. Paul, Minnesota congregation is being sent to the Phelan Park, St. Paul, Minnesota Kingdom Hall. Navarre, Wayzata, Minnesota, which looks like it's up on an island, is being sent down to Chanhassen, Minnesota Kingdom Hall. Yeah, so they're going to have to be going over a bridge. Okay. Thank you, Kolar. I can't find any of this on jw.org. It's hard to find, foreign-speaking congregations on the English jw.org. So that was interesting. Just to tell you that our former congregation is gone. They have to go now in another town or stay with Germans or maybe form some small groups. We don't know, but they are gone as a Serbian-Croatian congregation. You can post it in the new Nail and Coffin. The congregation was called the Serbo-Croatian Congregation of Ludenscheid and was in Germany. Language was Serbian and Croatian. And I could not find the congregation on jw.org, so I'm thinking it's already gone. We were glad to give you this information. Thank you so much, dear family.
Yeah.
We appreciate. We couldn't do this without your guys' help. There's no way I could find all this.
Well, it just shows that this activism against the Watchtower Bible Tract Society is truly a global effort.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So now we got some Kingdom Halls. I know this is a long one. Okay. Yeah, Brisbane, Australian Kingdom Hall sold to churches. Thank you very much for this. The 3 Lavelle Court in Clontarf, Queensland, Australia, looks like it sold for 880,000 Australian dollars, and it sold on April of 2016. Papers everywhere. Okay. Now here's another one. Thank you, Tim. He couldn't stop because he was in his work truck, but he drove 30 minutes back to this Kingdom Hall just to get us pictures. So thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Now it's interesting because I found the property listing in Ignatius, Montana, and the Kingdom Hall is up for sale for $237,500. And it's funny because as you can see in the property listing, it says address not available. We know it. And there's the sign, he gave me several pictures. So it's 32719 Highway 93, St. Ignatius, Montana. So thank you, Tim. We appreciate you doing that. He took one for the team. All right. This Kingdom Hall is 1518 Nash Road, Clarington, Ontario, Canada. And it is up for sale for 898,000 Canadian dollars. This one is 779 Franklin Road, Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. Up for sale for 845,000 Canadian dollars. Canada's taking a beating too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, interesting story that goes along with this one. The Kingdom Hall is 601 South 5th Street, Atwood, Kansas, and it has sold for $68,000. Thank you, Linda. The small Kingdom Hall in Atwood, Kansas has been sold. Atwood, Kansas is a very small town, population of about 1,200 people. You can see a photo. Yes, thank you. It was the Pine Branch Real Estate. The congregation consisted mostly of older people, mostly living in rural areas. Now they have to drive about 45 miles each way to go to Colby, Kansas to go to meetings. And the weather in northwest Kansas can be very dangerous to be out traveling on that highway at times. Well, she says the deer crossing the road, and we know what that's like. Makes it very hazardous. But they say it's very cruel to do this to the elderly people.
Well, I'm going to interject something right here, Kim.
Good, I'll get a drink of water.
Good. Over the years that Kim and I have been doing this, we've noticed the combining of these congregations. It's forcing Jehovah's Witnesses to travel greater distances to get to their meetings. Here comes predictive programming. We all know that in 2026, they hope to have their multimedia center in New York up and running. How convenient it's going to be for those Jehovah's Witnesses that are traveling 30, 40, 50 miles to the meetings to say, oh, what a blessing from Jehovah. I got a special password and I can get the meetings online. It's predictive programming, people. Nothing more, nothing less, and they're all going to swallow it up as if it's a huge blessing from God.
Yeah. Okay, this Kingdom Hall is 918 Winton Avenue, Pensacola, Florida. It's up for sale for $180,000. Okay, now this one we counted as a congregation dissolved, but they just sold the Kingdom Hall on Lick Hill Road, Stourport on Severn in the UK, and they're going to turn it into a bunch of apartments. Thank you, Ugly Watchtower, for letting us know about this.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yes, it was confirmed. They actually have Greek properties for sale by Jehovah's Witnesses, that the Greek Bethel is up for sale. And I'm not sure if it's sold yet or not. I haven't checked it in like a month. Okay, this Kingdom Hall, Kings Road, Brentwood, in the UK, is for sale for £800,000. Okay, commercial property for sale, Kingdom Hall, Station Road, Plymouth, Devon, £160,000 in the UK. Kingdom Hall, 68 Idle Road, Bradford, West Yorkshire, UK. It's for sale for £200,000.
Kingdom Hall's dropping like flies.
Yeah. Former Kingdom Hall on Redcliffe Road, Mansfield, Nottinghamshire. It's up for sale for £150,000. Kingdom Hall, Gladstone Road, Wimbledon, London, for sale for £1.2 million. Longbridge Lane, Birmingham, £380,000 in the UK. We're not going to count this one because we already have it on the list when it went up for sale. Now get this, it was originally listed over a year ago for $159,900. Now the congregation has to drive 25 miles away to Winnemac, but it just sold for $115,000. So that's a loss of what? $50,000 thereabouts?
How convenient it's going to be for you Jehovah's Witnesses come 2026.
Yeah. Now, we're not going to count this one either because we mentioned this when it went up for sale, and it was originally listed for $235,000. This is the one on Farm Road in Cassville, Missouri, but they just reduced the price to $220,000.
Reduction sale.
Yeah. Now, this one is already on the list also in Osborne, Idaho, but isn't that nice? They have a nice red sign, price reduced. So some of these that they're not getting any interest, they're already, putting for sale.
Yep. So was
Yep.
that the end of them?
So I believe that is all that I have for this video. I know there's more.
53.
Yeah.
Yep. Combined congregations and or kingdom halls. 53.
Nice.
So we'll put that on the board. Okay. What else have we got, sweetie?
So I believe that is it, and we will have all the links down below. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and thank you for sending us all of this information, because like I said, we couldn't do this without all of you, so we appreciate it very much.
And for those of you that have joined us on our second channel, Never Stop Searching for Truth, thank you for your comments, for your likes, for your subscribing.
Your support.
We have some more coming because there's a lot of things that, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we were reluctant to research and or reluctant to think about. So we've got more coming. So thank you. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Yes. Yes. You guys have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.